Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to today's Power Boost. Let's give a boost to our energy, to our liveliness. And life is all about what we make out of it, isn't it? And what we make out, or how we make life happen, is about how we experience moment by moment situations, circumstances, scene after scene. Things are happening. The world is full of people. All sorts of things are going on. There are different systems, there's different structures in our lives, in the world. And everything is moving, everything is happening, right? Life is happening. But what we learn on the spiritual path, spirituality is teaching us that what I experience or how I experience something, someone, a situation, a scene, circumstances, is a matter of how I see it, how I perceive something. And that I can be, actually, I must be happy, remain happy, no matter what. And this is a happiness, it's a genuine form of being happy, is more an inner experience of well-being, inner harmony. There's no conflict inside. There is a deeper understanding of the self, of life, and while I do certain things or why I don't do certain things, why I see the way I see and process the way I process. So it's more like a happiness connected with a deeper contentment that's coming from the being, that's coming from the living being. And one is to know about it, to experiment, experience of who I am. But then another level, another aspect is that whatever is happening in life, to see it as a detached observer, to see it as something happening that had to happen, otherwise it would not have happened. Something that had to happen, that is happening, but I am not it. I am not even directly responsible for it. Meaning, not responsible to fix. If I can be an observer and allow life to happen, whether it is something that emerges from within me, or whether it's different scenes and sceneries on the world stage that are being played out. And nowadays, since the global connectedness, the globalization, and then the internet, all the devices we have, we see everything that's happening in the big world right wherever you sit. And so life is happening. Can I accept that things are happening that may not suit me? Can I accept, like when we watch a movie, there are different scenes in the movie, and I'm the observer. I know that I'm observing it. I am not in it. I'm in it once I get emotionally involved. But if I operate from a level of understanding, if I have pure feelings, I am relating to it from a healthy perspective. I'm seeing it, I'm understanding it, but I'm neutral. I understand that, oh, this one is playing the part in a very beautiful way. And that one is playing his part also in an accurate way, because otherwise he or she would do it differently. But what they are enacting is actually not really connected to a deeper sense of having respect, value, understanding. There are energies being expressed and played out, actions performed that are not so beneficial for everyone. The moment I like, dislike, and then of course there are different levels, intensities of that, I become part of it, because inside I now, at a subtle level, I am now living in my mind, right? And I become part of the whole thing. I can still be part without being emotionally involved, without having opinions, without having likes or dislikes. It is what it is. And what I bring to that scene, scenery, circumstances, whatever it is, I can always contribute through the power of my mind with my pure wishes, good feelings, pure feelings. I can have pure thoughts. I can be a well-wisher. Someone is acting not in a very beneficial way. So, but it is what it is. No, what can I do about it? But what matters is, how do I relate to it? How do I see myself in relation to that? And what is it that I think I'm responsible for here? So if there's nothing I can fix, it's more a matter of understanding this is what is playing out. And if physically I cannot contribute, at least let me have pure wishes, good feelings. And nowadays, there are situations, circumstances, whether it's with our own selves, with loved ones, with friends, or, people on the world stage in life, doing whatever they are doing, meaning there are many, the majority we are not so closely related with. So, but can I have the same love for everyone? So that means I'm using divine virtues. A divine virtue is coming from the awareness that I'm a spiritual being. It's coming from my innate goodness, and it is fed, empowered, taught by, and given by the Supreme Being, the Father of all of us spiritual beings, the bestower of happiness, the liberator, the remover of sorrow, the ocean of knowledge, the ocean of love, the ocean of peace. And so each one of us has their own divinity, and our divinity is connected with the divinity of the Source, Supreme Being, who is always the embodiment of divinity. So when I connect to my own divinity, then I'm enabling myself to enact divine qualities, compassion, respect, forgiveness, determination, and of course, many more. divine virtues, but what makes the difference is that this divine virtue, this divine love or respect, compassion, these pure feelings, these pure attitudes are being shared, are meant to be given to everyone, no matter what. You understand what I'm trying to say? Instead of having likes and dislikes, let me relate from a deeper space within, from this subtle dimension of my original eternal divinity, and let me have that same pure love, the same pure feelings for everyone, independent what they are doing, how they look like, what they have at the physical level. So it's a different approach to life. Everyone is doing whatever they need to do, whatever they think to do. It's not that I'm controlling the world. I'm controlling every individual, and they have to do the way I want them to be. It's not like that, right? But many times we act like that. So in other words, true freedom, to give, to set the self free and allow everyone to be free, that means I cannot own, I cannot control anyone, anything, but I have the right to guide, control, lead my own inner self. I have the power, the right to change my own self. And that change is especially in relation to how I perceive, how do I see. And so if I choose to see goodness, if I choose to have pure love, if this is how I want to relate, then that's my choice, that's my power. It becomes a means of safety for myself, and it also becomes a subtle support for the other one. We have to remain in our light in order to share the light with others. It is a big mistake. It is a waste of all the different energies if we start to battle, if we start to fight darkness. Darkness is automatically removed, goes away when I turn on the switch of light. So, in other words, the switch of light is at the spiritual level, turning on the switch of my awareness of who I am as a spiritual being and all the treasures I have, and to whom do I belong. And that everyone is playing their own part. It's out of my control. And if some dark energies, disturbing, distressing, distracting energies emerge in my own mind, again, instead of fighting and battling with myself, just turn on the switch of awareness. Remind yourself of your goodness, of your strength, of the latent potential. Encourage yourself. Speak nicely to yourself. It's not difficult. It's very easy. We just need to do it. So, and also in relation to the whole world, the smaller, the bigger world around us, we can use that same approach. Any form of darkness, it's okay. The solution is to turn on the switch of light. So let us move into a meditation experience. Sit relaxed, and I'm aware about the physical dimension around me, and even about myself, the physical body. But as I look deeper within, as I go deeper into the question of asking myself, who am I? I choose to see myself, to have a sense of self that is beyond my physical identity. Yes, we have, as each of us, we have a social identity, a physical identity. But who am I truly? Where are my thoughts coming from? Where are my feelings coming from? Where is my light coming from? So as I look deeply within the self, beyond the physical dimension, beyond the brain, which is still part of the physical body, I connect to my original blueprint, to my spiritual roots. I look at myself at the level of consciousness. Consciousness is spiritual light and might. I am self-aware, aware of my own existence. And I have a right to be here. I have a right to be me. And so who is that me? Who is that I? Who is that light? What is that light? I am a being of consciousness, a being, a living being of light, pure light, spiritual light. And I am free, hopeful. My power, my light, connected, deeply connected to my purity of being, to the purity of my consciousness. I choose to connect to myself in the purest, highest, most elevated way possible. And yet be completely honest, truthful, authentic, egoless, but the embodiment of a deeper truth of who I am and what I am. My true original blueprint is of peace, purity, peace, love, bliss. power, wisdom. I'm a being of goodness. I'm a divine light. And as the light of peace, I recognize and accept that peace, that light that I am. I accept that truth of myself. And make it a reality. Negative thoughts, wasteful thoughts, all sorts of feelings will emerge, will come. I will find myself in all kinds of different situations and circumstances. Now I have a choice. I can see myself as a victim or in a superior way, but both are coming from a place of ego, falsehood, ignorance. The truth is that I am being of divine light, divine qualities. And if I accept that, if I want to feel that, emerge that, I can do that. Circumstances, situations, people, even the negativity within my own self that I have acquired are not a reflection of my true self. Only God, the Supreme Being, knows who I truly am and is encouraging me now to re-emerge. And that divinity, that divine light, be that divine light. So I now have a responsibility. Within my quiet inner space, I use my subtle abilities to think in such a way that I create thoughts of my original divinity, beauty, power, thoughts of my truth, of being a divine light, guided by the supreme light. And with this awareness, I am bigger than any obstacle, any situation, any circumstance in life. I have now a different perspective. My seeing and perceiving of myself and the world around me changes, because now I look at myself and the world around me through the lens of my own divinity, through the lens of being a divine light, peace, love, bliss are my innate qualities. be reflected in my life. And I now become a donor, a bestower, a giver. I extend my own light of goodness to other beings, to the environment, nature, and animals. I choose to see the divinity within every human being, while understanding that everyone has to play their own part. Even though unkind or in its extreme form, inhumane actions are performed by others. If I can connect to the divine light of peace within myself and see that, uphold that for the other one, it becomes a means of safety for myself and the other one. Instead of drowning in negativity, my own self, I stay in the light. I learn to see beyond. I learn to see what is invisible to my physical eyes. And I choose to uphold the truth that is connected to my original blueprint of goodness. I uphold that for myself, and I also choose to uphold that for others. Then I can live in pleasure. I can live in peace. There are pure feelings, pure thoughts, auspicious thoughts and feelings for the self and for others. Om Shanti